Nassau in the Bahamas is one of the most stopped-at cruise ship ports worldwide. As such, this tourist hotspot has developed a bustling array of sites and activities to cater to an ever-changing population of visitors. So keep watching to learn about the best things to do in Nassau in the Bahamas. Atlantis Paradise Island. Atlantis Paradise Island consistently ranks as one of the top attractions in Nassau and across the Bahamas. The complex contains a casino, shopping mall, luxury accommodation, a world-class water park, and an aquarium. The design is appropriately aquatic. Expect giant seahorses, monstrous bronze doors and domes, and the Lost City of Atlantis-themed sculptures. While some areas are only open to guests, many are open to the public. Plan to spend time with over 50,000 marine creatures in the aquarium, float gently down the lazy river at the water park, or shop luxury boutiques till you drop in the mall. Bahamian food tours. The gastronomic history of the Bahamas is on full display at almost every restaurant you visit, and one of the best ways to experience these local culinary traditions is to join one of the many food tours operating across the city. Chow down on rum cake, Caribbean rice, and steamed chicken. Pull up a chair at a fish fry for some succulent seafood, think grilled shrimp, conch, and lobster tails, or head to the city's oldest distillery, John Watling's Distillery, to sample some locally made rum. Before we tell you more about the best things to do in Nassau, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Educulture if you haven't already. Educulture Junkanoo Museum. Junkanoo is one of the Bahamas' must-experience festivals, where people dance down the street to music adorned in colorful costumes. Junkanoo takes place twice a year on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, and New Year's Day. If you're in Nassau outside the festival days, fret not. You can still experience Junkanoo. Head to the Educulture Junkanoo Museum to look at exhibitions discussing the costumes, traditional fabrics, music, and history. Bay Street. Looking for a little shopping? Hoping to purchase some unique souvenirs to take home? Then Nassau's Bay Street is the place to go. The Straw Market, founded in the 1940s, sells everything from touristy "I visited the Bahamas" t-shirts to straw hats and traditional wood carvings. Another must-see is A. Baker & Sons. At over 100 years old, it's Nassau's oldest shop. The locals still source their Victorian-style christening gowns there. Feeling peckish? Stop in at the Bahamas Rum Cake Store for a sweet treat. Cable Beach. Cable Beach is probably the most well-known beach in Nassau, and its resort-lined shores can get crowded. But if this is the only beach you make it to, you won't be disappointed. It still retains a distinctly Caribbean feel, with soft white sand, azure water, and rows of bright banana loungers. The beach is open to the public, so there's no need to book into a resort. The Heritage Museum of the Bahamas. History buffs will love visiting the Heritage Museum. This small but well-curated museum takes visitors on a journey from the island's prehistoric heritage through till today. There are ancient relics to admire, imagery and props relating to everyday life in the Bahamas' colonial past, and educational exhibits dedicated to the hardships endured by the country's enslaved people. If you really want to dive deep, we recommend joining a guided tour. Ardastra Gardens. The Ardastra Gardens were created in response to the Bahamas' rapidly dwindling flamingo population. Through breeding programs and other conservation methods, the center helped bring the species back from the brink of extinction on the island nation. Today, it's also the only zoo in the Bahamas, boasting around 130 native species, including other tropical birds, wildcats, and rodents. Head here to wander trails adorned with abundant warm-weather plants and flowers and learn more about Bahamian wildlife. Pompey Square. Pompey Square is an essential marker in the success of the Bahamian Emancipation Act. The plaza is named after an enslaved person who led a rebellion in 1830 in Steventon, Exuma. Head here to visit the Pompey Museum of Slavery and Emancipation, where you can learn more about the history of slavery in the Bahamas and its mark on Bahamian culture. There's also a handicraft market held on Wednesdays and Fridays. Nassau Churches. There are a couple of churches worth visiting in Nassau. The first is the Cloister, a 1300s French monastery that was dismantled and moved across the Atlantic to the Bahamas. The church now sits on a Four Seasons property. Next up is the Christ Church Cathedral, built in 1841 on Nassau's first church site. Visit to admire the stained glass windows, intricate wooden carvings, and a garden full of centuries-old gravestones. Blue Lagoon Island. If you've seen the 1980s film Blue Lagoon, you might be picturing that exotic locale. But you wouldn't be far off. This picturesque island is also known as Salt Cay and sits around 5 kilometers off the coast of Nassau. You can tour the island on segways, snorkel in the bay, splash around in the water park, and even join the dolphin encounters to safely swim with dolphins and sea lions. Queen's Staircase. Behind the 66 steps of the Queen's Staircase lies a tragic story. The outdoor staircase was carved out of the tough limestone by enslaved people between 1793 and 94. Today, they are a much-visited sight on the tourist trail, not least because they lead to the historic Fort Fincastle, perched majestically on the highest point of Bennett's Hill. Clifton Heritage National Park. Passionate snorkelers or divers will want to book a visit to the Clifton Heritage National Park. The waters of the park are home to incredible coral reefs, an underwater sculpture garden, and shipwrecks. On shore, there are coastal wetlands, sand dunes, and village ruins to explore. If you're a film buff, you might recognize the locale since it's been used as a setting in numerous Hollywood movies. Fort Montagu. Fort Montagu is the oldest fort in Nassau, dating to the early 1700s. This small but mighty fortification was built to defend the British claim over the Bahamas from the Spanish. Outside, the site boasts incredible views out over the ocean. Venture inside to experience a little of what life might have been like for the soldiers stationed at the fort centuries ago. John Watling's Distillery. You can't visit a Caribbean island without a sampling of a little of the local rum. And in Nassau, the best place to do that is at John Watling's Distillery. This rum factory was founded in 1789 and specializes in single-barrel, pale, amber, and 5-year aged spirits. Take a tour of the inner workings of the distillery, then sample one of the bespoke rum cocktails in the on-site tasting room. Pirates of Nassau Museum. Nassau was a pirate stronghold between 1690 and 1720, a legacy that has lasted centuries due to the infamous pirateers that once lived there, like Blackbeard. The Pirates of Nassau Museum is great for kids and parents alike who want to learn more about this volatile period of piracy. There's even a life-size replica of an authentic pirate ship. National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. Those more artistically inclined should visit the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. This esteemed destination is housed in a beautifully restored neoclassical home called Villa Doyle and boasts a notable collection of 20th and 21st century Bahamian art, from traditional works like painting and sculpture to photography and contemporary craft. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites in Nassau? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.